Hi, my name's Aaron and I'm here today to demonstrate for you the Purdy Tube Amps Tweed. Purdy Tube Amps make hand-wired amplifiers in Edmonton, Alberta, and I'm fortunate enough to have their Tweed with me today. This amp is very dynamic. It sounds great clean. You can get jazzy tones, you can get overdriven tones out of the same amp, and you'll find it responds very well to your guitar and to the settings of its knobs. So let's get into some demos. For this first demo, I'm going to demonstrate the tone knob of the amplifier and just how musical it can be. It's a two-knob amplifier, tone and volume, but you'll find that you can get a lot out of those, especially when you combine them with the settings on your guitar. So what I'm going to do first is turn the tone all the way down to show you that with a bright bridge pickup on a Strat or something like that, turning the tone all the way down can still sound really good, and then with just a turn of the tone knob I can get the kind of bite that you'd expect out of the bridge pickup of this guitar. So here it is. The volume on the guitar is going to be on full. The volume on the amp is basically right at noon, so that you can kind of get an idea of the mid-range of the amp. You can see how that's still a usable musical tone depending on your needs, but as soon as I turn this up to 4, I can get the bite that I want out of this really bright pickup. For this next demonstration, I'm going to show you the difference between the low and high inputs on the amp. As you might expect, the low is a lower volume, the high is a higher volume. You get more bite out of the high input. You can still get bite out of the low one, but it's just better for smaller recording environments and practices where you're not needing to be as loud. But aside from the volume level, there is just a little more bite in the high, so you'll find both of them to be useful. So here is the low setting. So you can still see that's quite usable. It's not like it gets muddy or anything like that. But when I switch it over to the high, you'll hear the increase in volume and bite. Here's the high. So that's the high. For this next example, I'm going to show a clean, bright country tone that's not really overdriven, so that you can see that this amp can go from that to later I'm going to do a nice warm, full tone. So you can get all of those with the same amp. Here's the country tone. So what I want to do now is demonstrate the overdrive capabilities of this amp and how it responds to the volume on your guitar. And I think you're really going to find with this amplifier that when you want to turn up your volume and you've got a little bit, when you leave yourself a little bit of headroom, it can really make a big difference in the aggression of the tone. So just I'm going to start with the volume on 8 on the guitar, and then I'm just going to turn it up the extra 2 to 10. And you'll see the difference that makes. So here it is at 8. you'll notice when you're playing overdriven like the previous example that the amp has a very nice kind of compression to it. It doesn't, not a compression like a compressor pedal that kind of lessens the aggression of what you're playing, but just a nice kind of a swell to the sound and a bloom to it when you hit that the overdriven tones. So just to prove that it's not just a rock amp, I'm going to demonstrate how you can get a nice clean jazz tone out of the same amp. I've got the volume at 6, and I've got the tone up so that the darker pickups on the guitar aren't muddy, and I think you'll find that it works well for jazz as well. So here's that. So thanks for watching. For more information about Purdy Tube Amps, go to purdytubeamps.com, or they're sold out of the Acoustic Music Shop at acousticmusicshop.com. They're a store here in Edmonton, Alberta, where these amps are made. And if you have any questions, you can drop Purdy a line on their website. So thanks again for watching.